Hey y'all, welcome back. Happy New Year. So, first video back in the new year. I know I have been gone. I'm trying to be more consistent. That's one of my goals for 2026. Also, for 2026, I am wanting to go over um, my physical TBR. I've already taken y'all through my bookshelf, so you know I have quite a few. I actually got this video idea from Becca in the Books. I'll link her video below so you can see it if you want to. But I just felt like it was a way for me to actually go ahead and look into the books that I have and make an intentional effort to work through those physical books. So I'm just going to go through these books and everything that I have. I'm just naming them. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and stick around. Like I said, I'm going to go through all of the physical books that I have. I'm not going to give the synopsis of every single book. I'm literally just naming the title and the author so that you can see the books. And that way I can also have a video diary, so to speak, of all of my physical books because, yeah, I see it. But with this, hopefully you all will see some books that you might have that you've already read, you can recommend for me to read. But I definitely want to make an effort to read those physical books because I am certain I have over 100 books. I don't know how many I have. I feel like I have over 100. As we go through them, you'll see the numbers counted on the screen. At the end of the video, I'll also know how many I have. So I do have some reading goals for 2026 that I do want to go over with you before I go into showing you all of these books. All right, so the first one is for 2026. Sorry, I have my notebook here. I have my notes. For 2026, I will not be doing a numerical count for my books. So there won't be, 60 books that I want to read for 2026. I'm a reader. I'm going to read. So whether I have a not so great year, I don't know if I would say not so great, a year where I read less or I read more, that's purely based off of just what's going on in my life for the year. So this year, I just want to focus more on actually consuming books that I feel like will be good for me or will have a good time with or I can learn from. I don't want to be worried about the number of books. The number of books doesn't matter because, like I said, I'm a reader. So I don't need that in order to be able to read something. That's not a goal that I need to set going forward. Who knows? In 10 years, I may change my mind just to challenge myself. But as of right now, it's not something that I need. Um, Also, I'm going to start using Notion. Notion is a book tracking app that helps you track your books, obviously, but also it helps you to organize your thoughts. And I need that. If you all don't know, I have another book channel, which is Better Comma Podcast. I'll link it below. I always link it in all my videos. When I'm going over books, it's a thought in the wind once I've closed the book. So I want to be more organized with my thoughts because I want to be able to have a deeper discussion with those books, which is another reason I decided to go against the how many books I can read for the year because it's taken away from me sitting down with those books, processing what I've read, all of that. So for myself, I want to be able to do that. The other video, I think I might have already said this, but just in case I didn't, the other reason for this video is that I want to be intentional with my physical TBR. Like I said, I think I have over 100 books. I don't read them. They're just sitting here looking pretty. I want to read them and I want them to be able to, and I want to be able to go through them and actually have the books that I want to house on my bookshelves as opposed to just books all around. So that is the other reason for this. And then that leads into the challenges that I'm doing on Storygraph. I'll have my Storygraph link below as well. But on Storygraph, I have two challenges that I'm participating in this year. One is the anti-brain rot challenge, which essentially is anti-brain rot. Some of the challenges includes reading an author that is not from the U.S., reading an author that's a BIPOC author, reading an author that writes LGBTQIA books. I want to get into more of those because I do want to get into different genres this year as well. Like, if you know me, you know I'm a I'm a romance, fantasy, sci-fi girl. Those were my top three reads of 2025, or top three genres of 2025. I do want to expand more. I want to get into more sci-fi because I feel like that's a rediscovered love. I used to read it a lot more as a kid, but I don't read it so much now as an adult. So I definitely want to get back into that. I do want to get into dark academia because I realized, dark academia, because I realized reading a few of those books in 2025, I enjoyed those. I also want to try to get into some thriller and some horror. I don't know how many of those I'm gonna get into, maybe one. I also want to read at least one classic, and I do want to read at least one memoir, biography, whatever it is. So the Anti-Brain Rot Challenge actually helps with that. So I'll have that link below if you want to participate. And then I also have my challenge that I did for myself. I'm hosting it, which is the ABC Challenge. The ABC Book Challenge is essentially basically just reading titles, going through the alphabet. And then I have four additional bonus ones that you can participate in as well. Again, just something fun to do. Two challenges if you want to participate. Again, they'll be linked below. You can go ahead and join me in those as well. Okay? All right. Let's go into these books. Okay. Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsopululu. Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Barron. The Floating World by Axie O. Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. Air of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Valere. Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. Bonesmith by Nikki Powell Prito. The Girl with No Reflection, Kishi Chow. What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. This Spells Love by Kate Robb. A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang. The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon, I know I'm going to butcher this, Chakraborty. Death Cloud by Andrew Lane. The Unwanteds by Lisa McMahon. Night of the Raven, Dawn of the Dove by Rati Malhotra. So sorry. The Bancroft Strategy, Robert Ludlum. Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. While Justice Sleeps by Stacey Abrams. Rogue Justice by Stacey Abrams. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. The Water Dancer by Tahashi Coates. Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. Ace of Spades by, I'm so sorry, I know I'm going to say this poorly, Farida Abiki Iyumidi. Sorry. Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Feeney Boylan. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. Fun fact, he's a Jamaican author, which is why I picked up the book. Ready or Not by Cara Baystone. Dragon Fruit by Makia Lucier. The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. Oathbound by Tracy Dion. Drunk on Love by Jasmine Guillory. Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Sunrise on a Reapin by Suzanne Collins. The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. Air by Sabah Tahir. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. The Marvel Book. The 1619 Project by Nicole Hannah Jones. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. Darker by Four by June C.L. Tan. For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. The Fury by Alex Michaelides. A Magic Steeped in Poison and a Venom Dark and Sweet by Judy Ialin. I Am Watching You by Teresa Driscoll. An Unexpected Union by Alyssa Cole. Moses and Akhenaten by Ahmed Osman. Salam with Love by Sarah Sharaf Beg. Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. That was a tongue twister. Woo, I couldn't get that out. Beast of Prey by Anna Gray. Spin in Silver by Naomi Novik. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. Finale by Stephanie Garber. The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adier. The Rose and a Dagger by Renee Adier. Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. Technically this is 2 stories, but since it's bound in 1 book, I'll just count it as 1 book. The Principle of Moments by Esme Jakimi Pearson. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rashan. Red City by Marie Lu. Nubia, The Reckoning by Omar Epps and Clarence A. Haynes. Gomorrah and Nebula. Once Upon a Quinceañera by Monica Gomez Ira. The Cost of Knowing by Brittany Morris. Iron Widow by Zarin J. Shao. Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. The Name Drop by Susan Lee. Blood Scion by Deborah Fillet. 4 Eids and a Funeral by, and again I can't say her name, Faride Abiki Iyemidi and Adiba Jigardar. I'm so sorry. I know I'm butchering your names. I apologize. Rhythm and Muse by India Hill. Nocturna by Maya Motan. Motan? Yeah. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky? Sure. Dear Martin by Nick Stone. The Runaway Duchess by Joanna Lowell. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. Legend by Marie Lu. Prodigy by Marie Lu. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. Mother of Strangers by Saad Amiri. Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. Damn Boy George and Thanks for the Heartbreak by Nolly. And finally, I Medusa by Ayana Gray. Okay, so that wrapped up all of my unread physical TBR. I'm not embarrassed. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Total is right here because, again, I don't know how many I have. I just had an assumption of over 100. We'll see if that sticks. But if you have any recommendations from my pile of books that I need to read, that you've read, you think I might enjoy, please drop it down in the comments. If you have any other bookish goals for the year, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for rocking with me, you all. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.